Am I the a-hole stories? Am I the a-hole for not helping my sister and my nephew? Hear the short story behind my sister and I's relationship. My sister and my husband had an affair. My sister got pregnant and then my sister confessed to me. I left my husband, got full custody of our daughters and got to keep the house. My ex-husband didn't stay with my sister for long. It now been 5 years since all of this happened, and within those 5 years, I get remarried to a wonderful man who respects me and is loyal, while my sister goes on a downward spiral. Which bring us to now where my sister and my nephew needs a place to stay. She knows I have a finished basement with bathroom, and 2 rooms that I don't really use, and just have a few bins and boxes down there. She calls me asking me to stay there. I said no without hesitation. She begins crying saying that think about her son, he's just a kid and he never wronged you. I'm currently pregnant with my 3rd child and don't need whatever drama my sister will bring. Me and her have never made up with what she did to me. Yes, I still love her, and would never want to see her or her child in harm's way, but I don't feel like that mean I should give to open my home to them. My parents always thought of my sister as someone who could do no wrong, and she has always been their favorite. They are upset with me for not helping her out, saying that they can't believe I'd just stand there and watch my sister become homeless while doing nothing to help her, and that they raised me better than that. My sister and nephew are currently sleeping on my parents' couch. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. If your parents think she's such a perfect person, they should have no problem with letting her sleep on their couch indefinitely. The whole, we raised you better than that thing, is ridiculous. They also raised your sister to be better than sleeping with your husband. Do not reward her bad behavior out of guilt from your parents. They can support her. I think that's actually the perfect response next time they try to guilt trip OP. We raised you better than that. If only you'd raise sister not to sleep with my husband, we wouldn't be in this mess. Not the a-hole. She slept with your husband and now she wants to live in your house without ever fully apologizing for what was done? Absolutely not. She isn't on the street. She's just in a less comfortable position sleeping on your parents' couch. Also, let's not forget that while her nephew is not at fault here in any way, they are talking about her ex-husband's child who was born out of their affair. Don't blame the kid, but also OP would have to be a freaking saint for that to not be hard. Not the a-hole. Don't fall into her manipulation. It's commendable that you wish her well, but keep a safe distance. Out of curiosity, do your parents know your sister had an affair with your ex? That's super messed up of her. They definitely did. They comforted her when they find out what happened. It was such a huge thing in our family that it kinda divided us. Like, my brother and most of our cousins don't even speak to her now. Now for the next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom I'm not going to babysit? This isn't about me babysitting younger siblings. It's about my 18 female stepsister, 19 female, who has a baby, and my mom and stepdad wanted me to help out so my stepsister can work. I was 8 and she was 9 when my mom married her dad. My older sister was moved out by then, so they don't really expect much of a relationship between her and our stepsister. But they always expected us to be close. But we're not. She never wanted me, and I never wanted her. We do not consider each other family. We never acted like we were family. For example, when I was bullied, she witnessed it and said nothing, and told her dad straight up she didn't care. When she was sick a few years ago, I didn't ask for homework to bring to her. We didn't want the other at our birthday parties, didn't like hanging out together. We wouldn't do a thing for the other. And honestly, I would still be okay with not seeing her ever. But it seems now, she doesn't mind me being involved, if it means she gets free childcare so she can work. I lived with my mom and stepdad until October. I had planned to move out sooner, but my mom wanted me to stay because of the pandemic, so I agreed. But once this stuff came up, I got the vibe of, you're in our house so do this for us, and I didn't like it. My mom and stepdad have told me to think about my niece. To think about the aunt I could be. I told them that didn't change anything. I didn't tell them this, but I don't consider her daughter to be my niece. I'm already an aunt to my sister's 2 kids and I have a good relationship with them, but so do my sister and me. That's never going to be a thing with my stepsister and me, and I don't really want or need it to be. I don't expect to have her in my life outside of the obligatory seeing each other when we're around our respective parent. My mom tried to ask me again, because she said they're all really struggling to help my stepsister afford childcare, and ours are weird right now in their jobs with COVID. I told her I'm not going to do it, and that she knows my stepsister wouldn't do it for me either. My mom told me I should do it regardless because family is important. The only reason I'm starting to have second thoughts is because a friend suggested that I could do it for my mom to take some of the pressure off her, and how horrible it must be for her to know she failed to get us to care about each other. Now I'm wondering if I am being unfair to my mom. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. You are only family when it's convenient for your stepsister. Like you said, she would not do it for you if you were in her shoes. It's not your child, it's not your problem. You absolutely had the choice, and you chose not to help. She wouldn't do it for you, and she said so explicitly. You're under no obligation to help her out. If it's difficult for your parents to assist, perhaps they should reconsider their offer to help. I'm also getting bad vibes about you being asked to stay home when you were ready to move out. I'm assuming that your stepsister either was pregnant when the pandemic began, or became pregnant during the pandemic. They all knew that she would need help and may have manipulated you into staying, so they could have free childcare. Another question, where is the father? Why isn't he helping? Why should you have more responsibility to this child than her other parent? To me, it sounds like they're barking up the wrong tree. Not the a-hole. Edit. Your mom can't force this to make up for her shortcomings in regards to integrating your blended family. If she feels bad, she needs to go to therapy and work that out on her own. She can't force a relationship that neither of you seem to want to happen. And putting a child in the middle of that is unfair to the child. Still not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Even if you had a wonderful relationship with your stepsister, you would not be obligated to babysit for her. This is your stepsister's baby, so it is her responsibility. Your stepfather and stepsister were your mother's choice, not yours. It is perfectly fine that you do not share a familial bond with her, and that will never happen if the only reason that she is willing to be civil to you is for free childcare. Don't let them guilt you. Info: where is the goddamned father of this child and his parents? They should be expected to take care of this child. Not you. Live your life and get out of that crazy house before she gets pregnant a second time. Good luck to you. Not the a-hole. Same exact question. Why is this falling onto OP and not the father's family? Not the a-hole. Don't let them bully you either. Your mom being stressed about anything is the direct cause of your stepsister, not you. Move out and move forward. The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for not letting my half-brother that I've never met and his wife stay with me in my home? My 34 female, biological father, 63 male, has several children with different women. I knew of their existence, but I don't have a relationship with my father, and haven't seen him since I was 2, or spoken to him since I was 7. When I was 24, I received a Facebook message from someone claiming to be my older half-brother, 36 male at the time. I connected with him and his wife, 27 female at the time, and after speaking on the phone for a couple of weeks, they asked to come stay with me. We live in different states, and try to find jobs, at Walmart, and eventually get an apartment. This made me uncomfortable, because even though we're technically family, we really didn't know each other. I finally told them I just didn't feel comfortable, and I offered to fly out to their city with my girlfriend so we could meet, but they insisted on meeting me if I came alone. They threatened to show up to my home, and said if I turned them away, I was heartless. They started calling me non-stop so we could get to know each other better, and would call several times a day while I'm at work, on the subway home, or late at night while I'm asleep. If I didn't answer the phone, they'd call me back to back until I answered, or call me from a blocked number. They said it was their attempt to get to know me better so I'd be comfortable with them coming to stay with me, but I felt like they were annoying and didn't respect boundaries. After a few weeks, I told them I didn't want them coming to my home at all because of their behavior. We stopped talking for 6 months and they contacted me from a new number, and started with the, "When can we stay with you, and you're a bad person," and I stopped talking to them again. It's been years and we've never met, and I've accepted that we probably won't. On the rare occasion that we do speak, my brother and sister-in-law like to remind me I wasn't there for them in their time of need, and my response is usually, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. Red flags everywhere. So much so. Why are you still in contact with them? Not the a-hole. Seriously, they sound like grifters at best. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. They're weird and I feel like they want something more from you. They also only want to meet you alone. Is very suspicious when you did offer to go with your boyfriend. It doesn't matter if you're siblings, you don't have to have a relationship or even meet with them. You're strangers who share the same father. A father who you don't even have a relationship with. So I'd say sperm donor, you just share the same sperm donor. Exactly, not the a-hole. They are entitled, they are strangers and expect you to give them a place to stay. That's not safe. The alone thing is also super weird. Why didn't they want to meet your girlfriend too? They are pulling the family card, when they know little about you, and then bombard you with constant calls as if that would help. You should have blocked them, and got a new number. Not the a-hole. These people are a-holes who are looking to use you the first opportunity they get. I'm glad you didn't relent to their terrible behavior. Not the a-hole as heck. This entire situation sounds extremely creepy. I'm glad you haven't let them guilt you into letting them barge their way into your life and home, because let's be honest, if they're this pushy with you when you're effectively a complete stranger, they'd never, ever, ever, ever leave if you let them set foot in the door. You sharing a sperm donor is not grounds for them to use you for lodging and probably food, clothing, childcare, etc., etc., etc. Good for you for standing your ground. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for calling out my husband in front of his boss over his lie? Last Friday, my father had a heart attack. It was touch and go for about 48 hours, but he pulled through and is expected to be discharged from the hospital today or tomorrow. I took off of work last Friday, but due to my dad's condition improving, I did go into work today. I work from home right now for obvious reasons, and around 9:30, the door opens and my husband walks in. I ask what he's doing home, and he says that due to the winter storm, his boss sent everyone home. I went down to the basement around lunchtime to get a pizza to make for us. I didn't realize he was on the phone or that it was on speaker when I went down there and asked if he wanted pizza for lunch. His boss then asked how my father was doing, and said that my husband told him that it was dire, and I would need to leave at a moment's notice. I said that my dad's condition is improving, and he is expected to make a full recovery. My husband is now pissed at me. The reason he came home is because he apparently lied to his boss about my dad's health and condition, and because of what I said, he's now in hot water at work. My husband said I should have kept my mouth shut, and if he gets fired, it's on me. I told him he was depraved for lying about something like that, and if he's in trouble, it's his own fault. Am I the a-hole for not playing along with his lie? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. 1. How could you know that he lied? If he wanted you to play along, he should have let you know. 2. That's a really cruddy thing to use your father's health as an excuse to get out of work. 3. Maybe stop getting food for your husband if that's the response you get. What a child. Definitely. What the husband did is stupid, and any consequences coming from this are his fault. Lying to your boss generally doesn't end well. He also lied to OP. If he can so casually lie to his boss and lie to his wife, I wonder what else he is or has lied about. What makes it even worse is the gaslighting. How dare you blow up my lie? If I get fired, it's your fault. Zero self-awareness, and zero accountability. Not the a-hole. It's on him. He lied to you and his boss, and not you that you didn't play along for him. Glad to hear your dad is expected to recover fully. Yeah, I mean even ignoring the fact that it's pretty terrible for the husband to use her dad as an excuse to get to work from home, how the heck was she supposed to know what was going on? Sounds like the boss was just having a conversation with OP. Not the a-hole. If he gets fired, it's on him. He lied to you and his boss, didn't tell you about the lie to his boss but still expected you to cover for him when his boss asked after your dad's health? Expected you to lie about your dad's health? Sorry, but your husband is a massive a-hole, using your dad's condition to skirt his work responsibilities for a day off. Edit. Thank you for all of your comments. I am sorry that I didn't respond to all of you, there is just too many. I would like to answer the following. 1. When I went to the basement to get the pizza, I had no idea he was on the phone. His boss, who is also a friend of ours, overheard me ask about the pizza and then asked about my dad. 2. I did not realize my husband told his boss that my dad was still in bad condition until he mentioned it. It caught me off guard, and I panicked and didn't want to lie. I don't like lying to people. If my husband had told me when he came home that he said this to him, I would have said something vague. 3. I did have a chance to talk to his boss's wife today, and explained that when he called I was exhausted and stressed out and was not thinking straight. My husband is in no danger of being fired. They are more concerned about my dad and just want to make sure we are okay. 4. I am the breadwinner in our household. His job is for fun, money and vacations. 5. Yes, my husband is a chronic liar, and reading through some of the posts, it seems that he gaslights me a lot. That will either be addressed in therapy or through a divorce if he refuses to go. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day, everyone.